Hey guys, welcome back to another deck profile. Now I know that it's been a while. I have had a lot in school, and honestly, I've sort of dropped off my Yu-Gi-Oh interest for a while. I'm coming back to it, and mostly with Go, but you're probably gonna see more and more regular content. I was gonna go to the YCS in Utrecht, but that never came to be, as we all know. However, today I have a running it back with a deck that I showed a while ago, probably a year, maybe 2 years ago almost, on Jinzo and Tonic's Global Goats series. So this is Thunder Dragon Chaos, also known as Chaos Turbo, or as I like to call it, Maximalist Chaos Thunder Dragon Turbo something. So the Maximalist in that name refers to the fact that I'm trying to play 3-offs of everything that I can play at 3-offs, because I go for a it's mixed reasons, but I will tell about it. But it's actually both for consistency and for power. So we're gonna start here with the most obvious part, and we're gonna go 1 BLS and 3 Chaos Zork. Now, the reason for that is, of course, BLS. You have to play him. He's great. So 3 Chaos Zork, that comes down to the Maximalist. I'm not playing Metamorphosis in this deck. I think that it slows the deck down. It doesn't really fit with the deck. If I was going to play that, I'd much rather just play a strategy that can maximize the use of Metamorphosis. And I think it's better to play the good old Goat Control in that case. So I play 3 Chaos Zork because these are your main hitters together with BLS, and this is what's going to be able to get you where you want to be. So, of course, I fill out my Chaos Suite. Now let's move on to the flip monsters of the deck. It is going to start with 3 Magician of Faith. Of course, as I said, this comes back to the Maximalist approach of having basically as many targets as possible. So with flips, the reasoning here is that in Goat, if your opponent draws a knock and you're playing two Moths, and your opponent, of course, is going to play 2 knock, you're going to see them about the same amount. However, with a third one, you will see more events where you there's a higher likelihood that you will see one of the flips that you want to have. So in this case, it might be Moth, and they are not seeing their knocks. Also, in this sort of chaos deck, it's quite nice to have, even if they like knock these and like get them out of the way, well, you've now reduced your card by 2 cards more, which means you're going to be hitting your key pieces earlier to get your combo going. Now, that might sound stupid, but it mathematically kind of checks out. Yes, you're losing some power, but unlike Go Control, we are not looking to abuse these Magician of Faith. They're more like a one-off power move that we can add back a spell rather than something we continuously want to abuse like in Go Control. So therefore 3 makes sense, and if we lose them, it's not that big of a deal. Same reasoning goes behind 3 Dekoichi, not Destrudo. That is a very different card. So Dekoichi is a good hitter. 1400 is nothing to scoff at, which this deck kind of needs. And then just drawing a free card is just really good. And of course we play 3 for the Maximalist approach. We got 2 ultis. Unfortunately, they're quite banged up, and 1 Hobby League. I kind of want to get the last ulti, but yeah, we'll see about that. But yes, 3 Dekoichi. Then next we are playing one of the most popular New Age Goat additions to any deck, really. Gravekeeper Spy. It lets you wall out so much. This beating over this thing is so hard for a lot of decks. Specifically, a lot of warrior decks have a hard time dealing with this, and also just a lot of other aggressive decks in general. So I think that this is a really good card to stall. It also helps you with just like 1200 attack is not terrible. So what you can do is you set one. If they don't attack into it, you flip it up, and then you spec the other one in defense and swing with this one. So that's something you can do. I think Gravekeeper Spy is an absolutely phenomenal card in this deck, and so obviously this is at 3 according to our Maximalist theory. And then 2 Night Assailant. I feel like this says itself. I very rarely ever set this card, I feel like, but it's really good. It's just free discards, man. 3 Thunder Dragon, of course. What can you say? It's Thunder Dragon in a Chaos deck. And now, of course, we are moving on to our non-flip monsters. So I play Sangan, single copy, because we need to search out different monsters. So typically Sinister Serpent, which we have here. But then I am also playing these guys. So 2 tomatoes. Now typically I don't search out the tomatoes with Sangan. Typically what happens is this into a Sangan that then grabs me something. However, you can also go Mystic Tomato into Mystic Tomato and then Sangan, but usually you kind of want to keep these guys around. They're good for swinging, for helping you get whittle your opponent's life points out, clearing threats, etc. And also, really, you can use these to summon more things, because I am also playing as one of my sort of spicy decks, a Spirit Reaper. The singular Spirit Reaper, I feel, helps push... it helps push for game. It can also help you maintain a better wall if you need be. So if you really need to do something quickly and like try to wall up, you can use this and other cards to do that. So this has sort of multi-purpose. It's hard to get rid of as well. So I like this card. I've been trying it out. You could cut this and go with something else. You could, I've seen Don Zalug, for example, being a pick. A pretty common pick, which I do think is pretty dope. And then we also have our Trinity here. So, Trinity, I mean, it's Trinity. Now, the thing is, I just gotta answer here real quick. Sorry, guys. So, the thing with Trinity in this deck is... that people are kind of cutting Delinquent Duo in Chaos lists. Now, personally, I believe that I'm on the fence about it. I don't think it's smart. Main reason for that is I just think it's too powerful. It's still like a really powerful card. And unless you know that most of the strategies you're going to be facing are Chaos, then I don't really see the point in like not having it in your deck. This is a card you can side out in your Chaos matchup if you want to, but I find that it's still really high impact even in Chaos matchups if you do it early on. And yeah, I just think it's too good to cut, in my opinion. And then of course these two are amazing. I mean, this is Pot of Greed, it's free, and this is just really good in the deck because you can really abuse this card with what you sort of discard, of course. Next time, playing 1 card Destruction. I don't typically get to use this card as much. Typically when I see it, I have something nice in my hand that I want to keep, but it is a good card, and it can help you out in times of need. So yeah, it's quite good. We're playing the 1 Heavy Storm. It's Heavy Storm. It helps you push. Not really more to say about it than that. Then we're playing 2 Knocks. So Knock, in my opinion, is, well, just really good. Of course, I mean, in my opinion, of course it is really good. So this is also a side-out target when you're facing aggro, and helps you sort of, you know, just in a lot of matchups is good. When it's not good, just side it out. And I am playing 1 MST. I see some people cut it in the same way that people are cutting Heavy Storm, but I think it's too good to cut. This helps out massively against Snatch Steal, and typically I hold it for that. I try not to waste this. I try not to shotgun this early. I really try to hold it for Snatch Steal because this is one of your biggest threats, in my opinion. And then I'm playing the full suite of 3 Bugamoon. Really want ultis of these. Probably going to get them soon. But they are, I mean, they're really good. It's the best, to quote my friend Alice, it's the best -1 in the game. It's just really powerful. It has so much utility, and utility is something that this deck kind of needs. It's kind of a straightforward strategy otherwise. So yeah, really good. And then we are playing 1 Snatch Steal. Too powerful not to play, in my opinion. This is one I've been considering cutting, actually. Mirror Force. I feel like most of my cards benefit from being attacked into. It's quite rare that I'm on the defensive, and because this is such a high Octane strategy, sort of. So this is it's iffy. Might continue playing it, might not. Excuse me. And then One Ring of Destruction. It's Ring of Destruction. If I could only play like one trap in this format, this would be it. It's really good. And then last but not least, my favorite reason to play the Maximalist and the sort of new age Chaos versions is Rigeki Break. So Rigeki Break is just, man, it's just one of those cards. It's so useful. When you have basically free discards in this deck, it tackles every threat you can think of, essentially, except for Jinzo, of course. But really, it's such a powerful card. It's a reason. It's one of the reasons why I've opted not to play main Royal Decree. I think Royal Decree is kind of a cool card, but to mix around with in aggro strategies overall and in Chaos as well. But this is just too powerful not to play. Really insane card. It hits almost everything in the format really hard, and it's just a great tool in the deck to basically deal with most cards that your opponent throws at you. And ladies and gentlemen, and other people watching, this is the deck. I think that it's quite good. I've been playing around with the ratios for a bit. I really like it. You could play more turbo cards, so like for example a Jar of Greed and Upstart Goblin. I've been considering that. I might test it out. Jar of Greed is kind of cool. I really like all the fake outs you can do with it. But yeah, this is a really solid deck in my opinion. It's my go-to deck basically at the moment for playing GOAT, especially if I'm trying to win. And yeah, that's basically the deck profile. I hope you enjoy this maximalist take on Chaos Turbo, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.